All right. Your operation more than likely has not been sustainable and working for more than like 2 months. All right. Think of your most recent operation or the operation you're running now or you're starting now. Has it been working 100% profitable without breaking, without any piece of it breaking for more than 2 months? And it's like, no. And 99% of you are going to have to tell me no. Okay. So it's like, why? Why is this a thing? I can tell you why. OFM is the only industry in the entire world that starts to create its own marketing acquisitions out of thin fucking air. I don't know why people do this. I don't know why that's like a trend. But I mean, dating apps, brother? Really? That's not a marketing acquisition. That's never been a marketing acquisition. Reddit? Twitter? Boost groups? What is this? What has this industry fucking turned into? It's so insane to me. And like, if you look at any of your operations that you've ran in the last 2 years, if you're even profitable, which you might be a little, like slightly profitable, it's like none of them have actually been working and sustainable for more than 2 months. Me, on the other hand, my operations have been running and functional and working perfectly fine for 2+ years. Why? What is the difference between my marketing acquisitions and yours? Well, for one, I do not do any marketing acquisitions that are not, I just call them fundamental marketing acquisitions, like fundamental things that people use in the real world that can be replicated upon any business to market. That to me is like a fundamental marketing acquisition. So you look at like paid advertisements. Okay, paid advertisements, Facebook, Google, it doesn't matter. Those are fundamental marketing acquisitions. So that works. And it's like, well, you can't really run, regular paid traffic to like OF accounts. And it's like, okay, well, no, you can. You've just never taken the time to learn. Okay, I have strategies on my YouTube that show you how to run paid advertisements on Instagram accounts to the OF. You've just never taken the time to think because when people come into this OF space, they're immediately like, their brain is just fried with the amount of idiots in this space that tell you that you need to, oh my gosh, did get an iPhone, jailbreak it, install this, and then you need to install this tweak, and then you need to cover up the UID, and then you need to, you know, blur the SIM, and then you need to make sure that you open up Instagram before you open up dating app. Otherwise, the profile is going to get banned. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck has this space turned into? Um, I have a lot of I have a major issue with a lot of these guys on this in this space where I mean when I first came in, like I said, it was brutal. Like my brain was just turned to mush by the marketing acquisitions. And it's like at the time I didn't know if this is like what you needed to do or not because like I said this was it was early on in my career. I was early on in the OFM space. I didn't know how to market. And so when you go to YouTube, everybody's telling you you need to run these super meticulous advanced like operations and it's like none of those work and they've never worked for anybody for a long period of time. Okay, occasionally you get like your 2 months or your 1 month where it's just running and it's seamless and you make a bunch of money. And then I think your brain almost turns into a gambling brain. It's like this advanced, meticulous, ridiculous operation worked. So maybe I can do it again. It's like, that's frankly, that's just not how that works. When I had come to realization and came to these terms that that's not how I'm going to be profitable in this space, I started developing marketing acquisitions that actually were fundamental marketing acquisitions, were marketing acquisitions that worked in any business ever. So that's when we started, expanding on some of the strategies we were taking. So initially, or not initially, but now what we're running is we're running follow and follow. And follow and follow to me, on a in real world spectrum, to me, it is door to door salesmen. Okay. And we know for a fact there are still $1 billion companies being built now through door-to-door sales, okay? If not, hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Then you have like paid traffic. And then there's two ways that you can run paid traffic. You can literally run it through Meta, and it's perfectly fine. Okay? If you haven't tried it, you're an idiot. Or two, if you tried it and you just were getting banned accounts, I mean, yeah, probably. You need to make sure that you're not marketing explicit content. Like, you know what I mean? Um, then you have like OFTV, which we kind of talk about. And OFTV is great. I don't think OFTV is a fundamental marketing acquisition. The difference between OFTV is for as long as OF is alive, for as long as OnlyFans exists, OFTV exists by extension. So you have a tool that will be profitable for as long as OF. It's like I'm banking on the longevity of OF. I'm honestly not banking on the longevity of OF, but like that marketing acquisition specifically, I'm banking on, OF just being alive. And so it works. Okay. It's like every operation that we run internally is a fundamental marketing acquisition that can be extrapolated into the real world and it can drive traffic. So, what I want you to do, I want you to realize that you're probably not the problem for your operations not working. Okay. It's not your work ethic. I'm sure you work plenty. It's not your desire. It's not you didn't just not manifest it enough or something gay. You probably have just taken a terrible vehicle in the same way that I did when I first got involved into this space because there are so many idiots that are telling you to run the XYZ and they don't even make sense. So first and foremost, just ask yourself the operation that you're running right now that is just simply not profitable. Okay. What is it? Is this a fundamental marketing acquisition? And I mean, I have a full YouTube channel of fundamental marketing acquisitions. And so if you ever feel like you just don't know what to run, if you just feel like you don't know, how to develop a strategy that is considered fundamental and will operate for a long time, then I have a full YouTube channel on it. Mass comments, Only Finder, follow and follow, boosting Instagram posts, paid advertisements, OFTV. Like there's so many different acquisitions out there that are fundamental and that will last. We have some students in my program right now that are doing 3 to 5 paid subs per Instagram account that they're running paid ads on. And that's something that they can run for the next 2 years, okay? Because that's not going anywhere. Just take a deep look into your operation and realize that it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with your work ethic or your desire to achieve. It has everything to do with the vehicle that you're taking, okay? And if I give you any advice if I could give you any advice with just being in this space in general, it's to completely avoid anybody who is telling you to run, these operations that are just not fundamental to marketing. And if that's the case, you just completely ignore them. And anyway, I do have an education program that covers like fundamental marketing. Okay, at the end of the day, we do have the occasional, like not so fundamental, but I think they could be extrapolated enough, and they can be operated in a way that is, a real marketing acquisition. Like for an example, we run like trans swaps, and trans swaps are great. It's essentially shout out for shout out, but like swaps, shout out for shout out does not work when it comes to like cis girls, okay? And then that's another thing that's just like push, push, push. So it's like you have to find your UVZ, like your unique value zone on some of these marketing acquisitions to just simply make them work. And what's funny is I was talking to these people yesterday, one of these group chats, and I told them that I heavily targeted India, and all of them started freaking out on me. It's like, why would you target India? Like they were. It's almost as if they were upset that I was targeting India. And I was like, well, listen, every single YouTube video that you've ever watched and everybody that you've interacted with has told you to only target USA. Have you ever thought that? Have you ever questioned that? I mean, think, you personally have been told only target USA, maybe UK, maybe Canada. Never target India. And be afraid if you don't have a 99% USA audience on your Instagram account. Have you ever even questioned that? Probably not. I did. I was like, why? Why can I not target India? Because maybe they just pay a little bit less. Maybe they don't have as much money. Well, it's like, should I target Miami? Should I target Miami and struggle to do like 10 to 20 paid subs at like $50 LTV? Or can I just push India and get an easy 300 subs that will pay from like $5 to $10 each? Okay? I'm gonna make a lot more money targeting the places that everybody is not targeting than if I was just targeting the places that everybody told me to target. I know there's some exceptions like Instagram Reels. Like if you get 30 million views, you're only going to get like 10 to 20 paid subs on your page. But it's like you can continue to rinse and repeat that like over and over and over and over. You can continue to just get 30 million views over and over and over and just get an easy guaranteed subscribers, opposed to your failing operation right now. So I think you just kind of need to. I think you need to look at OFM through a different paradigm after this video, and you need to say, okay, everybody's telling me to do this. None of their operations are working for more than a month. Hunter's telling me to do this. His operations haven't fucking broken nothing in 2.5 years, 3 years. Surely there's something that he does that's different than me. And maybe it's because he's not trying to battle against, and that's another topic. It's like, no matter what we do in this space, we're going to be battling trillion-dollar companies. You know what I mean? These billion-dollar companies. These billion-dollar companies do not want us posting our girl on their platform. Okay? They don't want us marketing our OF. And so they are actively pursuing trying to take all of them down. Get All My Links just got banned. Instagram's will be getting flagged. Cupid's getting smoked. Like everything is getting fucking smoked. Okay? This is the only industry in the world where you're battling against the social media platform, the social media network, and you think that you're going to win because you have a dating app profile? Are you fucking retarded? Are you tweaking? Oh my gosh. So how I kind of look at it, I'm like, well, if I'm going to battle a billion-dollar company, how can I make it as under the radar as possible? How can I try my best to not battle them and instead work with them? And then you have paid ads. Seriously, if you boost your posts with regular looking photos, the girl just looks normal, she looks good, she looks cute. You just pay Mr. Zuckerberg his $5 a day, his $10 a day. You will do 3 to 4 paid subs every single day per account that you're running. So then that's where it gets gray hat, is when you start like expanding the accounts. So to some degree, you have to like battle these billion-dollar companies, but it's like, how long is that going to last? It's probably not going to last long. Okay. I think OFM is on a very big downward spiral. And I think it's still probably one of the easiest industries to just make a lot of money really fucking fast, but not if you come into this industry. Like if you're new and you're watching this video to OFM, I would highly, 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 highly recommend that you do not fucking touch some of the marketing acquisitions that some of these idiots are purporting. I would absolutely advise against it. You will not be profitable, and by the time you figure anything out, you're going to end up, OFM is going to be dead. Okay, OnlyFans is going to be dead. I think OFM has another like 2 years maybe on it, where it's like actually viable and it's like actually worth, putting time and effort into. But it is on a downward spiral. And if you come into this industry with the wrong advice, with the wrong marketing strategies, it took me 1.5 years to figure out how to run those operations, those like disgusting little gray hat, like, I don't know, OnlyFans operations. It took me like 1.5 years to figure those out. It only took me like 1 or 2 months to figure out fundamental marketing acquisitions because they're not working against social media. Think about it. All of the time and effort that you put into an operation that's battling against social media and they keep taking you down. They keep smacking you. Think about it. All of that time and all of that effort. Imagine if you did an operation that wasn't battling them, wasn't against terms of service, then guess what? It wouldn't take you nearly as long. You'd put about 25% of the time into the learning and the implementing, opposed to the learning, the breaking, the implementing, the breaking, the learning, the implementing, the breaking, ding, over and over and over. So it's less work just doing it the right way. And anyway, I have an education program that is just entirely filled with, fundamental marketing acquisitions. And maybe this video was, here to persuade you into buying it or whatever. I don't give a fuck what they say. What I can say is the space is getting a lot more difficult than it's ever been. And unless you have the right strategies, frankly, you're just not going to be profitable. You can't really take the agency route as easily as once before unless you're ready to do a crazy amount of outreach. Oh my God. Just thinking about this entire business model. It's so incredibly easy to make money in this business model. And yet there are people that are just setting up a Bumble, setting up a Tinder, and trying to figure out what BCCs to use. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Anyway, you're not the problem. The vehicle that you're taking is the problem. There are a lot easier ways out there to make money in the OFM space than people are teaching, and I find it pretty funny. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.